I've been driving down this old road for way too long now, and I don't know where to turn no more. Yeah. Are you ever gonna appreciate all the joy you get in your life if you've never been through all this hurt before? No. Me, I'm feeling alright, driving down a back road with you beside me, kicking back, reminiscing on the good days. That's where you'll find me. And I hope I ain't losing myself again, but right now I think that I might be. Pick myself up and I just go again. There ain't nothing that be stopping my dream. I'll take you anywhere you wanna go, just tell me something. In this life I'm only needing one thing, and I think that might be you, my dear. I'll take you somewhere where the sun shines bright from the day to the nighttime. Hope you hear me loud and clear, 'cause I think I'm lost without you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Yeah. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Take me home, 'cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, 'cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show you something. Promise I've been dying to see ya. They say the grass ain't always greener. I guess what they're saying is true. In my dreams, that's where I seen her. Take my heart and take all of me, girl. Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Yeah, where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here?
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to another live stream. So yeah, of course, today, as always, we will run through what's going on within Bitcoin, and of course, anything that you guys want to take a look at as well. So of course, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please put them in the chat. Be more than happy to answer them. Or if there's anything that you guys want to look at as well, please also put that in the chat. And yeah, I'll be interested in seeing what your opinion on the market is. Of course, you know, it's always nice to hear other people's opinions on the market, right? Because people have different perspectives, right? And yeah, it's always nice to see what those perspectives are, right? So yeah, enough of that. We will, of course, jump into what is going on. But before we do, please make sure that you do smash that thumbs up button if you haven't already. Subscribe, of course, if you are new to the channel. And yeah, turn that bell notification on so that you never ever miss any of these live streams. And yeah, I guess we can jump straight on into the analysis, right? So yeah, again, as I always do, we'll start off with the broader market context, right? And as we know, the broader market context at this moment in time is actually still bearish. Okay, the broader market context is still bearish, even though I am actually in a long trade. As you can see down here, this was the long trade that was taken from all the way down here at range low. So I am still in a long trade because I actually am bullish on the price of Bitcoin in the medium or in the on the smaller time frames, right? In in the more local price action, okay, I am still bullish on Bitcoin. But if we take that zoomed out perspective and look at the broader market context, then initially I still have to remain a little bit bearish on Bitcoin. I still do have to remain a little bit bearish on Bitcoin, and I still do have to expect, right, another lower low within Bitcoin. The reason being, okay, is because again we're in this bearish market structure, and until we break that, right, the expectation is that we continue to remain or continue to stay within this bearish market structure, meaning that we form another lower high, okay, to then come down and form another lower low, right? So I still aware that yes, price is having a really nice rise towards the upside, but it's exactly like what happened previously when I longed the previous range low, okay, all the way back here, right? What did we have? Well, we had a very bullish rise towards the upside, and I was very bullish on this rise, right? I was, in a really nice long position, okay. And we were just seeing this bullish market structure more locally, right? But then what happened, okay, is we formed another lower high, right? And then price started to pull back and we started to form this bearish market structure, okay? Because we then broke that bullish market structure here, right? And that's something that could happen here. And we still just have to be a little bit cautious of this, right? Yes, we're, very bullish, okay, on this move up here. And the market structure is looking really good. We're in, really nice bullish market structure. But what we have to remember is that yes, the broader market context, the broader market structure is bearish, right? So that a lower high is kind of expected for price to then come and form another lower low, right? And of course, this is just in this kind of time frame that we're in right now. Of course, if we zoom out, right, we can see, yes, we're, very much in this huge bull market. Yes, but, as time goes on, right, let's get rid of this this analysis for quickly. As time goes on, right, what's happening to this? Well, these moves, right, are actually getting bigger, okay? These moves are actually getting bigger, and it's looking like, right, that if we do continue this bearish market structure, okay, that these moves are going to get much bigger, okay, and it could just be, this, well, we could start to see, right, this huge bullish market structure change to more bearish, and you can already see that that's kind of happening, right? We're already starting to see that, okay, that the market structure is changing on this like much broader market perspective, okay? Yes, of course, at the moment I am in the more zoomed in perspective, right? But again, okay, if we zoom out, market structure is starting to change. So at this moment in time, I still just have to be a little bit aware of a possible lower high for then price to possibly come and form a lower low. Now, of course, that's not, it's not 100%, okay, that price is going to do that. It's not, set in stone that price is going to do that. Of course, right, if we can break this bearish market structure by breaking above 72,000, right, then we can invalidate, right, that bearish scenario where we form another lower high. Okay, and come down and form another lower low. Reason being is because we would have broken the bearish market structure, right? We would have broken that bearish market structure, which initially would be really nice if we could do that. And if we were to do that, that's when I would kind of expect all-time high. Of course, it's not set in stone that we would see all-time high. We could see something similar to what we saw here, right? Where we saw a simple swing failure pattern of this high right here. Okay, where everybody is, of course, expecting all-time high. So we see, a huge amount of longs coming in. However, price starts to pull back, puts those, those long trades offside, puts them underwater, forces them to close, and ultimately, pushes lower, right? And then it's that domino effect that I like to talk about a lot, where all of the traders that have longs this move towards the upside and haven't taken profit off of their long trades, right, they start to get really fearful because price is either coming to their entry or coming close to their entry. So what are they doing, right? Again, it's that domino effect where it just forces them to cover, right, where they then push price lower, okay, and then force the long trades that opened at lower prices to cover. And it's just that domino effect that just continues to push price lower and lower and lower until we get to like a strong level of support, or we start to see lots of absorption, in this case, right, of the shorts, or we just ran out of longs to close, right, and that's exactly what happened here, right. We didn't actually see many shorts opening up at the low whatsoever, okay, but what we had was all of the longs, okay, that longed here, right, had to cover, right, and there were no more. Okay, there were absolutely no more longs to cover, right? And yeah, price just started to move up. As you can see here, we saw lots of long trades coming in. And initially, right, if we did start to see lots of shorts opening up here, yes, that could continue to push price lower. Okay, but we didn't, right? We started to see price rise. Okay, price sat at this level for a while. Okay, and of course, that's when I entered into the long trade, and then we started to see lots of long trades coming in, which ultimately pushed that price higher. Again, at the same time, what are we doing? Okay, well, we are forcing a lot of these short trades that shorted this move down to cover, right? This is exactly what we were looking at right here, okay, on this move up here. I was saying that for us to start to see higher prices, we need to see longs coming in up until like it was like 59,000 to 61,000, that sort of region. We needed to see longs coming in to push price into that area. Then once we got to that area, we could then look for short trades to cover, right? Initially buying back into the market to then push the price higher. Okay, to help that price move higher initially, right? A short squeeze, right? That's what we were kind of looking at. And that's, what happened, right? We got into that level. We saw a little short squeeze there, nothing too severe. Okay, and then, what was mainly pushing up price higher was just the continuation of mass longs coming in. That's what kind of continued to push the price higher. And that's what's been, continuing to push this price higher. And this is why, I've been very bullish on this move up, right? We have this really nice bullish market structure. We have we have millions and millions of new long trades coming in. This is a really, really good rise. Okay. However, okay, if we do start to see price pulling back, this could actually start to get pretty messy, right? Because we have a lot of longs that are in some really nice profits right now. And, I can pretty confidently say, right, that a large proportion of these long trades that opened up on this move up have not taken profit. Okay, I can confidently say that a lot of these traders have not taken profit. Why is that? Okay, well, a lot of these traders, right, well, first of all, we know that the majority, well, pretty much all of these long trades that opened up here, okay, are going to be retail traders, right? We know that. And what, retail traders, they just, for some reason, don't like taking profit when they're in a profit, right? They don't like doing that. They, and especially in a period like this where we're so close to all-time high. So, what are these retail traders doing? Well, they're anticipating price to come to all-time high. Right, so they're looking to take profit at much higher prices, and they're not really looking at the they're not looking at what's really going on within the market. They are just thinking, oh, okay, Bitcoin's looking really bullish right now. Everybody's expecting $100,000. Okay, so I'm going to long here, and I'm going to take this up to $100,000. Right, that's how they're kind of thinking. Right, that's what they're kind of thinking. But the reality of it is that, we're probably not going to see that, right? We're probably not going to see that, okay? There is still a high chance, right? Price comes up to all-time high. And, we form this range-bound price action. This is kind of things that they're not taking into consideration. So, yes, right, this move can continue higher, right? Maybe we don't break this bearish market structure. And, maybe we form a lower high, okay? And then we come lower, right? Maybe we get some sort of short setup here. Okay, for me right now, I have, I'm not in a short trade because I haven't seen any, high probability short trade setup that I want to take. Okay, and that I personally like to trade, to take, right? Maybe some of you guys have already taken a short trade from some of these levels, right? Personally, for me, I haven't taken any short trades at this moment in time, just because the setups haven't been something that I personally like to take, right? So for me, I'm just not short at this moment in time, and I kind of would like to see higher prices. And even if we did break this bearish market structure, right? Even if we did break the bearish market structure, I'm still not opposed to shorting, right? If we form a failed auction from up here, okay, and or a swing failure pattern, right? Whatever the case may be, okay, I'm still not opposed, right, to shorting this, right? Even if we do break the bearish market structure, because I still understand that we are in range bound price action, and as long as we remain in this range bound price action, I'm going to continue to trade it, right? I'm going to continue to trade it. Okay, for me, I haven't actually, no, I have, right? I've taken two trades, okay, since I entered into this long trade. The first trade being the long trade, and the second trade being like an intraday short trade that we were talking about in the daily market update with the team. Okay, so I haven't taken a lot of trades recently, but for me, I don't feel as though I need to take any trades here, because I feel like I'm in the best trade possible at this moment in time, which of course is the long trade that I'm in. Okay, this has given me some really nice profits. So I'm not sitting here stressed that I'm not in a trade. Okay, I'll never put myself in that position, right? So for me right now, the most profitable scenario is actually just waiting for that next best trade setup. Okay, yes, if I see an intraday setup, okay, I can take that. At this moment in time, I haven't seen a good intraday setup that I like, so I'm just sitting on this long trade because I like this move towards the upside. Okay, and I may not take another trade until we come up to range high, where from range high, right, again, I can be looking for that short trade if it presents itself to us. Okay, if it doesn't present itself to us, then of course, I can look for higher prices, and I continue to ride this long trade higher, right? But if I do, okay, get the short trade set up, which, thinking about it now, I'm kind of in favor of it, right? Because I have to understand what retail traders are thinking, and I know that coming into all-time high, we're probably going to see what we've seen almost every time, where retail traders are just longing the hell out of the move towards the upside. Then we'll probably break all-time high, and we'll see just an absurd amount of retail traders long that as well, because they're thinking, oh, we're going to go straight to 100k, which the reality of it is no, that's not going to happen, right? Yeah, there's a possibility of it, yes, but this market is maturing, so we're not going to see that. So if we were to see, absurd longs opening up, I'd actually be looking for price to form the failed auction, swing failure pattern. Then that's when I enter into the short trade, right? And if let's say I enter into the short trade here, I may not take another trade. Maybe I'll take an intraday trade, right? But I may not take another big trade until we come down to range low. That's a reality of what's going on within the market at this moment in time. I remember like here, we were taking loads of like intraday trades, we were taking loads of, smaller swing trades. But at this moment in time, you can see how extended price is actually getting, and how like just one directional these moves have been. Okay, this move down here, right? It's just literally been a one directional move, right? And I did take one or two long trades here, which didn't work out. So for me, it's like, okay, yes, I can take some short trades on this way up, and I was talking about the short trade from mid range. I was talking about the short trade from POC, and I mean, yes, I could have taken those trades, but I didn't, because I've just, what I'm noticing at the moment is price is very one directional. You can see price has just gone down. Right now, price is just going up pretty impulsively. Okay, so for me, it's like, right, if we come up to range high, we get the short trade here. Okay, I'm just going to be looking for this big swing trade, right? That's all I'm going to want to take advantage of. Okay, yes, maybe I'll take an intraday trade, in that period. Okay, if we do get the setup, of course, on the way down, maybe I'll take an intraday trade, right? But it's like, if price is so one directional like this, and there's just not really much, when I say one direction, it's like price is just going down. Okay, like now price is literally just going up. Yes, we're having a small correction here and there, right? But take it back to, let's say this move down here, right? We got a big one directional move down, but then we got this relief rally. Okay, and this is where we actually took a long trade off of this, all right? And then we took a short trade here, okay, on that, one directional move down, okay? And it's like with the, let's, for example, this move up here. So we took, let me just refresh my brain a little bit. We took a long trade from, where were we? Here. So we took a long trade from here. We had a nice one directional move up, consolidation here, okay, pull back, okay, and then we had another move up. So, this whole move wasn't one directional, okay. We had a bit of a one directional move, consolidation, pullback, then another move up, which was, that one directional move, okay. Whereas this pullback here has been one directional. This rise at the moment is one directional because, it's just literally price going up with, yes, a little bit of a pullback, but it's just not really much of a pullback whatsoever. So for me right now, it's just like personally, right? I'd prefer to take these bigger swing trades rather than looking for these intraday trades. It's like, yes, we can be looking for intraday short trades here and there, but I'm just not really interested in it if price is so one directional at this moment in time. And we're just like, this 12-hour chart just looks amazing to trade, right? Just looks absolutely amazing to trade. And then when you get into like the smaller time frames, yes, if you're looking for scalp trades, of course, scalp trading, this looks really good for scalp trading. But for like an intraday trade, it's a little bit harder, right, to enter into a trade here because price is mainly just going up. Of course, you can look for longs on the pullback, right? But looking at it, it's just one directional for me. I've entered into a trade at a really good level, so. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking for higher prices here, unless I see a really, really nice a nice trade setup, i.e., okay, I'm still aware that price, there's a possibility that price is going to form a lower high here. All right. So if I see a nice setup, right, if I see a really nice setup, of course, I can take a short trade on the lower high, right, at the anticipation of a lower high rather than price coming up to range high, because we have to remember, again, the price is in bearish market structure. So if this is going to continue, right, we're going to look for a short trade off of a lower high rather than waiting for range high, because if you're waiting for range high, right, you're going to miss the trade, right? And that's exactly what happened with the short trade from up here. Okay, that's exactly what happened from the short trade from up here, and exactly what happened from a short trade up here. If you were waiting for the range high, you would have missed the short trade, right? You would have missed the short trade. So that's how we have to think about this, right? Is if price is going to form a lower high here, right, we don't want to miss the short trade. So if I see a nice short trade set up here, I'm going to take that, right, for the anticipation of the lower high, because then I understand that, we're in this bearish market structure and we can't wait for range high because we may not see range high for the short trade, okay, meaning that we would miss the whole move towards the downside, right? So that's kind of what I want to be a bit aware of. I'm just going to pull up the chat quickly. I can see that a comment has come in. Reddy, good to see you here. Yeah, I haven't seen you in the chat for a while. So yeah, it's good to see you back, my friend. Good to see you in the chat, my friend. How are you doing? How are you doing, my friend? So yeah, I mean, yeah, right now it's like, I'm just remaining long and chill. I'm not really interested in shorting at this moment in time. It's all looking very bullish for me, all looking very one directional. I don't need, I don't feel the need to, enter into another trade at this moment in time. And, the next best trade setup I see at this moment in time is a short from all-time high, right? If, of course, the setup presents itself to us. Now, of course, if, I see a setup sooner, right? Maybe we see, this is just an example, right? Maybe we see a rise up here, a little bit of a pullback, then another rise up. Okay, form some sort of failed auction swing failure pattern there, right? Then I can look for a short trade, right, for a possible another lower high, right? This is kind of something that I'm going to be ready and waiting for, okay, because I understand that is a possibility, because again, we're in the bearish market structure, we're in the, we have that bearish context. So I understand, I can't wait for all-time high if I see a short setup before all-time high because of the lower high structure, right? So yeah, I can't wait for that all-time high. So if I see a setup sooner, I will take that setup. And I mean, this is something that we've seen a lot recently. Okay, we've seen it from here. Okay, right, a little bit of a double high swing failure pattern. Okay, for a big pullback, right, and we saw it here again as well, right, where we had this bit of a double high, right. In this case, we had the failed auction. Okay, for this big pullback, right. So we've seen this twice before. I wouldn't be surprised if we were to see it again, right? And each of these, or just forming another lower high. So yeah, for me, it's a possibility. So this is kind of what I'm remaining a little bit aware of. And I mean, it may not look like this. Okay, let's see where we are. So let's zoom into the 8 hour quickly. It could actually be off of this high here, right? Maybe we see price consolidate a little bit here, come up, take this high, short setup from there, and then we get the pullback, right? It could be from that high there. So yeah, for me, I'd like a little bit more confluence. So I would like to see it. I would like to see that a little bit higher because we have some naked point of controls above us. Oh, I mean, actually, we could take out that high onto the weekly, the monthly, and then the daily naked point of control for a short trade there. So that's a possibility. See, I mean, these are just like scenarios that I'm kind of looking for at this moment in time, right? I'm just kind of ready and waiting for these scenarios because, I understand again. Don't want to repeat myself too many times, but we're in bearish market structure. Okay, so if I see that, I'm going to take that. If not, right, and if we remain in this bullish market structure, okay, that we're in right now, we break the bearish market structure, we come up to all-time high, we get the short setup from all-time high, right? I will take that there, okay, and then I will look for just simple range trading here. Okay, that's kind of what I'm going to look for. Just chilling, mate. Scalping the 1 minute in and out, small scalps, nothing more. Very, Congratulations for doing that. I could never do that myself. I could never sit there and look at the 1 hour time frame and scalp that. To be honest with you, for me that's too stressful. So yeah, well done for being able to do that. For me, it's just I like to put my trade on and sort of sit back and relax and let it do its thing. So well done for having the patience for that. I mean, I do have patience, but it's when it comes to 1 minute scalping, I can't do it. So well done for being able to do that. Like if you're scalping this move towards the upside here, I don't really think you can, if you've been scalping this move up here, I don't think you can take losses. Of course you can, but like if you're just longing any pullback that you see on this move up, and you're scalping some of the, scalping long trades on the way up, it's it would have been a really, really profitable move up, right? And again, it's like, let's say, right, and as an example, say we come up to range high, we get the short trade set up, okay, and then we're thinking to ourselves, right, okay, price is going to pull back here to range low. That could be a good, scalping opportunity there, right? Any rise that you see, okay, maybe not on the 1 minute time frame, maybe let's say the 3 minute or the 5 minute, okay, any rise that you see, maybe even the 10 or 15 minute, any rise that you see, you could be looking to short, of course, because what you have to think is, your like broader perspective is price is going to pull back over time, right? That's kind of what your perspective is. So maybe you enter into a short trade up here, okay, and then just for a little bit of fun, and see, capitalize on that move down. Maybe you could be scalp shorting the, any rise that you see, right? Because initially, right, if what my perspective, right, has been, okay, if we're going to fail auction this, there's a high chance that we come up to range high here. So, initially, any pullback here could have been a nice scalping opportunity to take advantage of the move up, right? So that's kind of something that I guess you can be looking at. And again, for this move down here, any rise you could be looking for like a scalp short. But scalping is a very difficult thing. So congrats to you for being able to do that. I can never sit there and do that. I've tried it. The lowest I will go is just day trading. Really, that's the lowest I will go. But even now, I'm not really taking many day trades. Well, at the moment anyway, I'm not taking many day trades. When the market conditions are correct, that's when I'll start to take some more day trades, right? But for me, I just feel like at the moment where the market is, um, it's just it's a lot better to, in my personal experience, again, it's much better to just be swing trading recently. Um, yeah, just the swing trade setups have been really, really nice. I mean, when we come down to, the low here, okay, the low of the bear market, this for me, there was just so much consolidation periods there that, yes, right, that for day trading was absolutely amazing, right? It was just, even this bit of period here. But what you can see, and I mean, like a few weeks ago as well, we had that as well. We had those periods of consolidation, which I like to look for when day trading. And that's the week that we were doing loads of live trading as well, where we took loads of trades live. Um, and yeah, what did we took? I remember one week we took 4 trades, 4 day trades. 3 of the trades were done live here on YouTube. Yeah, all of them were successful trades. But what was happening for price, right? Price was literally just consolidating. So when I see like constricted consolidation, like we were seeing then, that's when I like to get into my day trades. But when we're seeing one directional price action, okay, or when price is just going in like one direction, when we're seeing price trending, okay, that's when I'd rather swing trade. Okay, that's when I'd rather swing trade. And then, of course, here, right, we're looking at the 12-hour. What is price doing? Well, price is, okay, doing what I consider good, being good for day trading. Okay, but then you have to look at the time frame here, and on the 12-hour, okay, you can't really day trade the 12-hour time frame, really, can you? So, yeah, there's literally two 12-hour candles in a day, right? So yeah, you can't day trade that whatsoever. So now I'm looking at this as like a day trading perspective, okay, but just doing it as a swing trader style. It's like, okay, this is what I'd like to look. This is price action I like to look for when I'm day trading, okay. But now we're on a 12-hour time frame, so we're looking at swing trading, right? And yeah, the swing trades off of this time frame has just been absolutely amazing. This price action has just been really good for swing trades, right? So that's kind of what I'm going to continue to do, because it's been what's worked, right? So yeah, and it's like what I said about when we had this big move down here. I did try and take, it was like 2 long trades on the way down, and I mean, yeah, they just didn't work out for me, and those were like intraday trades that I was looking at taking. So it's like, yeah, they didn't work for me. So it's like, okay, right, if price is just trending, I'm going to stick to the swing trades, okay. And then when, yes, we start to see that consolidation, it's like, okay, right, I can look for the day trades. It's all, this is, what I learned about a big part of trading that I learned about as well is, you need to be able to adapt to what the markets are doing. So if the markets are trending, okay, which right now, I'd class this as a trend, right? This is a trend. Price is trending up. I want to be in a swing trade. Okay, I want to be in a nice big swing trade whilst price is trending. Okay, whereas when price is consolidating, okay, when let's use. There's not really many great. Yeah, here. This is when price is barcoding. Okay, like this, right? That's when I want to be looking for day trades, right? In that period there, that's when I want to be looking for day trades. And I mean, this is when you look for, okay, a day trade can actually turn into a bit of a swing trade, because in this, right, you had this, parallel channel here. What did it do? Okay, it broke towards the downside. So you can take advantage of that. And I think we actually may have done that. I can't really remember, but yeah, maybe it was that period, and then we broke down. I can't remember, but I remember one of the ranges that we were trading did break. I'm pretty sure it was to the downside, and then initially, yeah, we took advantage of that break of the range. So yeah, so again, it's always like being able to adapt to what the markets are doing, and that's what I consider. That's what I consider to be a really important aspect of the aspect, and a really important aspect of trading is being able to adapt. Kind of like I don't know if like a hybrid trader possibly. That's kind of what I consider myself. I'll take day trades here and there, but I also take the swing trades as well, and I just adapt to what the markets are doing, and how I am able to extract profits from the markets, because everybody is different. Everybody's trading style is going to be different, of course, and everybody's executions of trades are going to be different. So, everybody's initial extraction of profits from the markets are going to be different as well. So it's like you need to have a way of adapting to the market that suits you. Okay, maybe swing trading doesn't suit you. Okay, so you focus on the day trades, and you adapt your day trading setups, right, to what the market is doing, of course. Okay, maybe day trading isn't your thing. Maybe it's more swing trading. Okay, so you adapt to when you take more swing trades. Maybe ready, you're a scalp trader, right? Maybe there are periods where you're not looking for scalp trades. Okay, again, that's adapting to the markets, right? Because you can't allow the markets to adapt to you, because the markets do what the markets want to do. So you have to adapt to the markets. Sometimes it's not the conditions that the market is in are not good for swing trading. Maybe the conditions aren't good for day trading or scalp trading. So you have to adapt, and that's what I've learned from trading, right, is that my preferred styles are day trading and swing trading, and I adapt between the two depending on what the market conditions are. At this moment in time, I'm a little bit more of a swing trader because I know that price is a little bit more one directional. Okay, so I'm taking less day trades, okay, but more swing trades, right? Or let's say bigger swing trades, okay? Because I'm always taking swing trades, but at this moment in time, like I've been taking more swing trades, right, rather than day trades, okay. But then when the market is constricted, when we're not seeing these big trends, okay, price trending towards the upside or price trending towards the downside, that's when I'm thinking, okay, I need to now adapt to the markets. I need to start looking for day trades, okay. And then again, that's what suits me. That's that's how what I'm very good at doing. Okay, is I'm very good at being able to adapt, right, and very good at very good at adapting my style to the markets, right? So I understand, right, when price is constricted, okay, that's what suits my style of trading for day trading, right? When the markets are trending, that's what suits my style of like swing trading. Again, everybody's going to be different, but yeah, that's just kind of what works. That's what works for me, right? Price is constricted, consolidating in like a small area, what I like to call barcoding. That's when I look for day trades. When we're starting to see these bigger trending markets, okay, that's when I like to look for swing trades. It's pretty simple. I can see another comment has come in. Eric, good to see you back, my friend. Good to see you back. What is the max leverage you use? Probably depends on margin, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it depends on margin. Mainly depends on margin. How I view leverage is probably very different to how a lot of other people view leverage, right? So I view leverage as, okay, they're giving us 100x leverage, so let's take advantage of that. Whereas other people are thinking, okay, 100x leverage, that sounds very risky. Yes, it is risky if you're not using it correctly. How I think leverage should be used is, you should have a smaller amount of capital on an exchange, and you should take advantage, right, of the leverage. Okay, so instead of, right, just an example, right, instead of putting $100 on a trade with 10x leverage, $1,000. Yeah, let me start again. Instead of putting $1,000 on a trade with 10x leverage, put $100 on a trade with 100x leverage, right? And your liquidation, okay, you're risking the same amount. Let's say you're risking $100, okay? Your liquidation, okay, is going to be your stop loss for the 100x leverage trade, okay? Whereas when you're when you've got $1,000 on 10x, okay, your stop loss is of course going to be, whatever price a loss of $100 is. So for me, I don't hold a lot. I don't hold a large proportion of my my capital on an exchange, right? I hold a very small percentage of my capital on an exchange, and what I will do is I will maximize the leverage. Okay, so I mean, it all depends. It really does all depend on margin. So, recently, to be fair, I've been using lower leverage. I have been using lower leverage recently, which like recently I've been using 21x leverage. No specific reason really. It's just what I've been using recently. But yeah, let's go let's go back to a few months ago. We can go back to a few months ago on the actually, it might just be a little bit easier to do it on here because I don't post much in here. So yeah, for example here, look at this, right? 90x leverage, okay, and that's when you're getting these crazy percentage, right? 586% in a profit. But the reality of that, okay, is that I'm not making like millions on this trade. No, right? Okay, I'm using a very small amount of margin. Okay, and I'm maximizing that margin with the 90x leverage. So that's kind of how I like to use leverage. Again, here it's like 49 x leverage, 90x leverage. Sometimes I'm using 100x leverage. Okay, it all just depends really. It all depends on the margin I put in, and I've seen I saw a comment on a video a while back, and they were commenting on that I'm stupid for using so much leverage, but it's like they don't know that I'm using lower I'm using lower margin, okay, rather than using some high margin, which yes is initially going to get me completely wiped out, right? I'm never going to put absurd amount of margin on a trade with 90x leverage. No, I'll put what I deem as low margin on a trade. Okay, of course, it's going to be different for everybody, right? It's going to be absolutely different for everybody. But at the moment 21x leverage, but sometimes I can be using 100x leverage, but then yes, it depends on the margin, right? I will use lower margin. That's kind of just how it is, really. It's all. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know. I think what it is, right, is why I'm using lower leverage at the moment is because I haven't actually. I don't know whether I should be speaking about it, right? But I haven't sorted out things to do with tax. So I haven't actually withdrawn anything from the exchange. So over quite a few months now, okay, I've built up a nice amount of capital on my exchange, and I haven't withdrawn it off of the exchange yet because I need to find a way around some things. So let's just leave it at that. But yeah, I'm working through that at this moment in time. But yeah, that's kind of probably why I've entered, I'm doing it with lower leverage, because at this moment in time, I have more margin on, more equity on my exchange than I usually do, quite a lot more than I usually do. At this moment in time, I'm entering with a much lower percentage than I would usually do, because normally what I have on my exchange is like I don't really care about it. Of course, of course I'm not gonna allow myself to completely wipe it out. Of course not, no, right? But the reason why I like to use high leverage is because I like to put lower equity on an exchange, because of the simple fact of, look at what happened to FTX, right? Yeah, it's like you always have to, just make yourself. How I see it is, you always have to be prepared for every scenario. And yeah, FTX had that huge collapse, right? I know that people are supposed to be getting paid back and more as well. So yeah, lucky for them, but in some instances that may not happen. So yeah, for instance, like Mexi, I've been using Mexi recently, just because there's no KYC, even though I've had to KYC now. There previously wasn't KYC on it. And yeah, they still allow me. Apparently they shouldn't, but they still allow me to use this in the UK. Not sure, not sure how that works, but yeah, it's like yeah, I don't fully trust Mexi, right? I don't fully trust Mexi because they're allowing me to use it, and UK have regulations where I'm not supposed to be using that platform. I trust Bybit, right? The reason I trust Bybit is because they don't let me use it, okay? Because I'm not somewhere where I'm allowed to use it, right? The UK, they're not supposed to be giving me access to their platform, and they don't, right? So that's why I trust it. Looking at Mexi, they're giving me access to their exchange when I'm not supposed to be. So it's like, can I trust you? Not really, because you're not abiding by the rules. Okay, so it's like if you're not listening to the rules, then yeah, there's something a little bit dodgy going on. I don't know. I don't want to say anything. Maybe there isn't anything dodgy going on, but yeah, it's just they're not supposed to be, right? So again, that's another big reason why I don't use, I don't put a lot of margin on or equity on an exchange, and then I'll take advantage of the equity, the small amount of equity that I do have by capitalizing on the leverage. But yeah, ideally, I would like to be using Bybit. That's for me just the best exchange. I've never had any issues with it. Not to say I've had issues with Mexi. I haven't had any issues with Mexi, but I just know that Bybit is such a trustworthy exchange. So yeah, I am in the future going to go back to Bybit. But yeah, first of all, I need to get myself out of a country that yeah doesn't actually support all of their features, i.e. leverage trading. So yeah, I'm kind of working on getting myself or locating myself somewhere where I can. But yeah, it takes a lot of time and a lot of paperwork and all sorts to do that. So yeah, it's a little bit taking longer than I want, but yeah, that is something that I'm looking at doing. But yeah, I mean, I've just been kind of looking at what's going on recently because yeah, there's been a bit of a discussion yesterday and a little bit today in the where are we in the Bitcoin TA here, and I can see FR Trader took a long trade, so I was kind of just having a little look at that. So he's taken a long trade from the failed auction. I remember because I was looking at it yesterday and he was talking about this somewhere up here. I'd look for a failed auction for a long, maybe up to POC. So that's kind of what he was looking for there. If there was no failed auction, I think he said lower prices was that. If not, I'd look for 63,500. Okay, yeah, that's where it was. So yeah, I was kind of just having a look at that. We had Damien looking at a long trade from. Yeah, I quite like this actually. I quite like what he was drawing here. So we have this like ascending parallel channel. I quite like them. He said he's not a fan of ascending parallel channels. I do quite like them. I think they can be really well respected, right? So yeah, he was looking at a long from a little bit lower. We haven't got to those lower prices yet. But yeah, FR Trader seems to was in some really nice profits earlier today, and yeah, still is actually in some nice profits. So yeah, kudos to FR Trader there for that. Yeah, we did because I was literally just looking at this whilst I was going on my little rant. Let's pull it back up again. Yeah, we literally we front run the mid range. We front run the mid range by a few dollars, and then we got this big pullback here. So yeah, I don't know what his TP. I don't know. He hasn't put anything else in. But yeah, I don't know where his TP is on this. Maybe he's already taken a TP. Who knows? But I think he said he was looking for POC. yeah, POC. Maybe that'll be a TP1, or is that just going to be a full TP for him? We will see. But yeah, that's well done for that. And then yeah, Damien, long time if the bull flag plays out, 88 500. No log scale could be top from the 1-to-1. Yeah. And I think Damien's got some really, really good analysis. I really like the analysis that Damien's got. And I think that is a really realistic target as well. I think that is a really realistic target, that 1-to-1 at what did he say? 88,000, almost 88,500. I think that is just a really realistic target, even for the top of the bull market, right? Yes, we could go higher, but I don't. I think that's a little bit. I think that's a little bit too greedy if we're looking for 100K. I think it's quite easy to say we're going to 100K. It's very easy to say that. I know it's easy to say any price target really, but I think I just don't personally think it's going to happen. I could be wrong. I just like, again, this is not me as a trader talking. This is just me, just having like an opinion on the top of the bull market. Right, I don't really feel like it's going to be 100K. I think 80 to 90K between that region could be a valid target. Bearish shark setup on the top of the range. So, and then I saw FR. I'm looking to possibly short range high. So he said that as well. Yeah. So there's some interesting things going on here. So range high up here at 68,500. I mean, if we're going to continue to range in here, I mean that could be a good short trade. To be honest with you, that could be a good short trade. So let's get on to the ES, right? Because the ES is pulling back. The stock market, right? The stock market is pulling back here. And this isn't really too good in my eyes for Bitcoin, right? Although, right? Usually it's not too good, right? But we've seen Bitcoin and the stock market be a little bit inversely correlated at this moment in time, where we've seen Bitcoin pulling back, right? But the stock market has continued to absolutely smash it by making new all-time highs, just consistent new all-time highs. But then going back to Bitcoin's just been in this downtrend, right? And then ever since the stock market has started to pull back, right, we've seen Bitcoin actually start to rise. So maybe there's some inverse correlation going on here. Maybe this is a sign, right, that we're going to see Bitcoin continue higher, right? Again, I don't think the stock market is going to be in a bear market anytime soon. I do think we can go much higher in the stock market. I think Nvidia is going to be a big part of just bringing the stock market up. Okay, and I do think we're going to have a bit of a AI bubble, like we have the .com bubble, of course, where we're just going to see these AI companies just absolutely smash it and just literally bring the whole of the stock market up with it. But then, of course, we're going to come to the end of that. We're going to burst the bubble, and then we're going to see that big correction. And of course, that will be when I'm looking at the bear market, right? But at this moment in time, I don't see it slowing down. I think this here is a healthy correction, right? Because we've just had one directional price action towards the upside. Okay, it's like look here, right? One directional price. Let's just do this, right? One directional price up, little bit of a pullback. One directional price up, little bit of a pullback. Okay, we could come lower here, right? For then another, we could come up and form more one directional price action up. So yeah, stock market, just because we're pulling back doesn't mean it's bearish. Okay, I do think it can go higher, of course. But yeah, this is a necessary pullback, right? This is a necessary pullback. It's a healthy correction. So yeah, nothing to be worried about whatsoever. We're still very much in this uptrend here, aren't we? Still very much in this uptrend on the stock market. So yeah, I don't see any reason to believe that we're going to see a huge correction here. I think we're just a healthy pullback for like a buy the dip opportunity, long the dip opportunity. To take that to higher prices and new all-time highs, right? And whether it brings Bitcoin up with it, okay, we don't know because of course they have been a little bit inversely correlated at this moment in time. Of course, if we zoom out, Bitcoin is just up, up, up. Okay, stock market has just been up, up, up as well. So of course, like zooming out, yes, they're still very much correlated, but it's more locally where they've been a little bit inversely correlated. So Bitcoin's been going down, stock market's been going up, and vice versa as well. So yeah, that's just something to be a little bit aware of, right, at this moment in time. But yeah, still, this is not gonna scare me out of this long trade, right? I'm happy in this long trade. I've taken some $5,500 profit off of this long trade, and I've still got $2,800 unrealized. So yeah, I'm gonna look to see if I can continue to take that higher. We will see, right? We will see. But yeah, if you haven't, please make sure that you do smash that thumbs up button on the stream. Helps me out, helps the channel out, and I can continue to bring this content as well. So please make sure you smash that thumbs up button. And of course, if you've got any more questions, if there's anything that you want me to look at, please put that in the chat as well, and I'll be more than happy to take a look at that. Ethereum, ever since we were looking at this possible long trade setup, we have seen this nice rise up. We've seen barcode price action now, just literally consolidation. So it's a bit boring on Ethereum. And Solana's actually done really well as well, actually. Solana's been doing really, really well. Ever since this swing failure pattern of the low here, we've had a really, really nice rise up. But yeah, at this moment in time, the only trade that I'm in, okay, is this Bitcoin long trade that you can see down here. That is the only long trade that I'm in at this moment in time. But yeah, if you got any more questions, you want me to look at anything, please do put them in the chat. And I will be happy to take a look at anything you want to look at, or answer any questions, or yeah, just talk about anything that you want to talk about. I'm with you on this prediction about 80 to 90K. I think 100 is still possible, but most of the bulls don't recognize how much money we need to pump from 60 to 100. It is totally different than pump from 20K. Yeah, exactly. That is a really, really valid point there. It is a really valid point. And I think, 100K, it's not like I don't think it's going to happen sometime in the future. I just don't feel like it's going to happen in this bull market. It's like 20 to 60. Yeah, exactly. It's like in the previous bull market. You see all of these huge influencers coming out with crazy price targets of 100K back then, right? And where were we? We were at like 20K, okay, and they're calling for 120, possibly even 300,000, and it's like, yes, I think in the future that's where we could go. Yeah, I don't see why we could not get there, but I think I think you're getting a little bit too ahead of yourself if you think that that's a realistic target within the previous bull market or even this bull market. I think that's it's like market psychology as well, right? Everybody's expecting 100k, and I've seen a lot of 120k for this bull market. I've seen a lot of that all over the internet. So again, it's like market psychology. When everybody's expecting something, it's most likely not going to happen. Okay, so everybody's expecting that 100k. Everybody's anticipating it. So yeah, I just don't feel like it's going to happen. A perfect example of that, okay, is here, right? We didn't make it to on Bybit anyway. We didn't make it to 74k, right? We made it to 73,992, right? Everybody's expecting 74k, okay, because we're almost there and we just do not get it. We don't get it. And it's exactly like the previous bull market as well. Everybody was expecting 70k, right? What happened? Okay, what happened? We didn't get there, right? Where did we get to? Let's look for the exact dollar amount. Okay, we got to 69,182. That was the top of the bull market. We did not make it to 70k, whereas everybody was expecting 70k. Right, so it's just market psychology, right? When everybody's expecting something, okay, you're most likely not gonna get it. Okay, so I've seen a lot of price targets this bull market for 100k, 120k. So I just don't feel like we're gonna get those price targets. I've seen a lot less targets for 80 to 90k. I've seen people talk about that, right? Of course, people, we're talking about it, right? We're talking about 80 to 90k. But yeah, I've seen a lot less of it than the people talk. I've seen a lot more people talking about 100k to 120k than I've seen people talk about 80 to 90k. So that's kind of why I feel like we're not going to get to 100k. But yeah, it doesn't mean we're never going to get to 100k. I think maybe right, if we say we get to 80 to 90k this bull market, maybe next bull market could be 100k. It's a possibility, right? What we have to understand is there are there are a lot of people right now that have FOMO and who are buying Bitcoin at the all-time high. We have a lot of those people. And of course, yes, if we do go to 80 to 90k, they're going to be taking advantage of that move from where we are now to those prices. But then there are also a large chunk of people who, aren't buying right now, but want to buy, and they're not buying because, they're a little bit smarter and they know, okay, I've missed the bull market here. Let's wait for the next bull market. There are a lot of people like that. So, yes, we could continue to see lots of adoption, okay, which could take us up to 80 to 90k. But, I still think there are a lot of people still on the sidelines, okay, who are waiting for lower prices. And of course, as more people become aware of it, more people have access to it with the ETAs, for example, there is going to be more adoption of Bitcoin, which over time is going to, of course, increase its price, right? We have a lot of the younger generation right now as well who do not have the ability to purchase Bitcoin because they're not old enough, okay? But a lot of the younger generation are aware of it, okay? And once that generation starts to get to age, okay, they're going to be adopting it as well, okay? And there's going to be a lot of them coming in, but at this moment in time, a lot of them are too young to be buying Bitcoin, right? Because I'm pretty sure exchanges have you have to be 18 of course, there are ways around it if you're not KYCing, but if you're KYCing, I'm pretty sure they do require you to be 18 years old. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. I think that's the case with any type of investment. I think you have to be of a certain age, which is maybe 16. I want to say 18. because that's when you're considered an adult anyway here in the UK. But yeah, who knows? But yeah, those are the things that maybe a lot of people don't really think about. You know, there's probably a lot of people out there who want to buy Bitcoin, but they can't at this moment in time, or they just don't know how. So yeah, once that wave of people comes through as well, that could be what pushes us to higher prices. But yeah, getting very, very far away from from the actual trading side of things here. But yeah, I mean, I think that's everything that I want to talk about. I think that's everything I want to talk about. So yeah, I think I will leave that there. Of course, if you haven't already, please make sure that you do smash that thumbs up button. Helps me out, helps the channel out, and we can continue to grow this channel together. And yeah, of course, if you are new, please do subscribe and turn the bell notification on so you never miss any of these live streams that I do. But other than that, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. It's good to see familiar faces back. Good to see you back, Ready. Good to see you back, Eric, here as well. So yeah, thank you very much for tuning in, guys, and I will see you tomorrow for the usual live stream, or I will see any Visionary members in the Visionary Discord and for the daily market update tomorrow as well. So yeah, have a lovely rest of your day, guys, and I will see you later. Goodbye.
Take me home, cause I wanna feel like I belong. They relate to all this pain in my past, so they listen to my song. So let's go back to where it began and where it all started from. Take this chance, one last dance, cause I've been waiting way too long. Take my hand, I wanna show you something. Promise I've been dying to see ya. They say the grass ain't always greener. I guess what they're saying is true. In my dreams, that's where I seen her. Take my heart and take all of me, girl. Let me show you what I wanna do. I wanna spend the rest of my life with you. Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking in half, left us broken hearted. So where do we go from here? Are you listening, darling? Look where we started. Breaking